Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Rafael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Mr. Duffy, how are you, Michael? How's everything?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing, Sifu?
I am exceptional and getting better every day, and I know you are too. You are doing amazing. You're doing amazing things. You are everywhere. I love it.
Well, that's the whole point of promoting a business is literally making sure you are everywheres. And if you're not everywheres, trying to figure out why you aren't everywheres, right? So,
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I'm excited for so many things that you're doing. One of them is that you're helping people understand the value of being live on Facebook, on YouTube, and you have a whole program for YouTube to helping people leverage their YouTube channel or even maybe even start one. You want to share a little bit about that?
yes, I'm just making sure it asked me to stream this to my audience. And I'm like, of course. And then I have to re-authenticate. And it's like, this is just funny, right? So, yes, I've had a couple podcasts in the past, and I've done this and I've done this. All this I'm one of those people self-employed 21 years, right? So how do you stay self-employed 21 years? Well, you have to promote yourself, and change promotion changes year after year, right? We know we got to do a combination of in-person networking events, and then how do you show up when you're not doing in person? Well, you've got to have video content out there. So when people search for you, they find you, and that video content is reasonably recent, like within the last couple of weeks or the last month, right? So um, I've gone through a lot of stage training. I've gone through a lot of production training. I've been producing other people's podcasts for an entertainment company for years. And it's like, but it's such an effort. And it's like, how do we
Mhm.
break down podcast production to the point where it doesn't seem like a chore and it's something you enjoy doing? Well, we need to make sure that we're working on it every single day. So I came up with this strategy. My wife and I've been on YouTube for years. Oh, like yourself, Sifu, you've got a YouTube account. You've been just refining the skill set year after year after year
Right.
after year, and you've got a lot of shows. So I know how much time and energy you spend planning them, promoting them, producing them, getting guests on the air. Like all that is time and effort. But of course, you're attracting your ideal client. By promoting these shows that you have. So I'm like, um how do we make this easier for business owners, content creators, authors? There's a lot of people out there doing amazing things, but they may not be getting traction because they don't know how to get attention efficiently. So we started I came up with the idea to I'm like, hey, if we just teach people, business owners, content creators, nonprofits, to get in front of the camera 30 minutes, an hour, once a week. They're making new content, and then teaching them how to cut that into shorts. So that way it's easy to synchronize your video content between YouTube and all the other platforms. If you've got short videos, you can use repurpose or a different type. There's a bunch of social media content schedulers out there. They work amazing with short, like 1 minute, 2 minute short videos. So that's really the framework. Really is make new content weekly. That can be pre-recorded, or that can be pre-recorded. That can be Zoom. That could be you going live on YouTube. our method is YouTube first. That's why we call it YouTube University. We really focus on YouTube just because it's free. There's no barrier to entry. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your the software. In this podcast, you're using StreamYard.
Mm.
We teach our students to use Restream just because they're able to stream to YouTube for free using a free Restream account. So there's literally I've removed all the barriers to entry. The software is free to
Okay.
use, right? But your time and getting your confidence built up to get in front of the camera with or without a script, this is what we're coaching you through. It's the baby steps of, do you have a technology limitation? Do you have a script limitation? Do you not know how to promote yourself? Like my wife and I are coming up with if our students don't already have ideas, we're coming up with ideas for you just so you can learn how to show up every single week with something posted to YouTube that we can then cut shorts out of, and then we can show you how to redistribute that stuff. Realistically, it should be like 2 hours a week alive. Make the shorts, start working on your titles, your descriptions, your thumbnails. Like, this is what we teach during our 8 week visibility engine installation that we do. That we've got an 8 week sprint where we meet with you twice a week, one-on-one or group classes at your specifically on your schedule, because I want to make sure there's no barrier to entry. I don't want you to come back and say, oh, I want to do this, but have all these. I understand everybody has scheduling conflicts. And what we want to do is know what your scheduling conflicts are and say, hey, you're doing all this other stuff at social media. How about we just stop it and we reframe, repackage that time you're spending on random posting and just focus that on showing up live for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, once or twice a week.
Mm.
Training your audience that you always show up the same time, the same place every single week, so you're building that audience up, and then we're just teaching you how to distribute your content and the time you already have. We're helping you reclaim your time. That's really the magic behind it, and going at your step and going at your speed, because some of our students in the YouTube visibility engine, they're young, they're quick, and they're asking me, well, what's next? What's next? I'm like, consistency and discipline are what's next. So if you've made it to this particular interval, then start looking at this, and then I want you I really want you to test it yourself, and then we'll refine it. But if you're not ready to test it yourself, then I'll remote onto your computer and I'll step you through building out that production workflow. But of course, at the same time, you need to understand the method of what we're teaching, because if you're just trying to do it yourself and you're not following steps, you're gonna get frustrated. There's technology hurdles everywhere as I turn with these students, because, they're like, I'm doing it right. And I'm like, I know you're confident and you're telling me that you're doing it right, but until I see the results, I'm gonna clap for you after I see the results of you doing it. And I'm thinking you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, but that's what you got me. Let's make sure that, it all goes smoothly, right? Because I know there's always going to be a technology hiccup. As soon as you get too confident, that's when you're going to maybe have a misstep. But I'm going to be like, this is the whole part of the learning process, right? You know, this is why we document what we're doing. We've got a production checklist. We're adding to the checklist. So when you're about to go live, or you're about to schedule out all your shorts, we're going through this checklist and saying, hey, it either went smooth or didn't go smooth. Why didn't it go smooth? Okay, because we rushed one of the steps. And we've built this framework so that way we know your life gets busy. There might be health issues, vacation, travel, adult children, like there's a bunch of stuff going on. Every business owner out there, every content creator, every nonprofit, our ideal clients, they got busy schedules and they want to learn how to build video content production into their schedule, right? And you really got to like strip back their schedule and say, hey, how can we build this into your schedule where if you build it up for a couple months, like if you really work at it for 2-3 months, you'll have this backlog of content on YouTube, all these shorts ready to be scheduled out on a drip campaign. So you can take your week, you can have a busy schedule as long as we're building up the schedule of shorts on YouTube, you can walk away and go do whatever you, because we know everything's automated. And you're as soon as tomorrow Saturday, as soon as tomorrow's short gets released on YouTube, then the automation takes it from YouTube and redistributes it everywhere. So as long as we build the foundation and build up the video content, you can walk away. You don't have to stress about making another video today because we've already done it in batches. That's the real goal. That's the real magic of going through the 8-week visibility engine training, is learning how to do it efficiently, building up the video content so that way if life happens to you, you can just walk away and say, "Hey, I don't need to work on it for a week." And when I go work on it a week, I'll record an hour worth. If you use automatic clipping software, you can have, 10, 15 clips automatically created from your stuff. You can literally automate the whole process if you're comfortable with letting software automate it for you, or you can do it manually. I teach you both ways.
Do you use Descript as well? Because I know that in
Um,
Opus and all
There,
these
there,
other
there,
things.
there's a bunch, and some people are bringing existing workflows to me, which is great. They've already been playing with it, and some people want to learn everything from scratch. So with Restream allows Restream has a lot of features in it that can be built in if you just pay for an upper tier. Um, Restream will automatically clip all your videos for you, right? There is also Descript. There's also Opus Clip. If somebody's already got an existing workflow, I'm like, great. Let's build up your Let's schedule your once or twice or 3 times a week lives on YouTube, and then you could literally have Opus Clip plug into your YouTube, and Opus Clip will automatically make your shorts for you, and then republish them on YouTube for you. So that's obviously a paid piece of software. So the students are coming in, and I'm like, you can make shorts from your YouTube lives for free. If you use a YouTube software, you just, as a content creator, you need to know where your timestamps are in your video. So you have to be a, a content creator who goes and makes content, reviews your content, and writes, and then remembers, okay, this hook was great at 5 minutes in. I'm going to clip this first minute, and then I'm going to go. You can do it for free using YouTube's built-in studio software, which we teach you. But some people say, hey, I'd rather pay 30, 40, $50 a month for clipping software. It really depends where you are with your business and your business finances. But I prefer content creators to know their content, because then they
Right.
refine the art of storytelling and and coming up with hooks and delivering after the hook, right?
Absolutely. So
So,
let me ask you.
yeah,
You talked about being live, right? You can do a live and then come back and create shorts.
you can do that. You can do that directly in YouTube.
Right. Right. Right.
And just some people are
So
very busy. Some people are busy, and I'm like, hey, if you're busy, you can pay for Restream or Descript or Obi. There's a lot of clipping softwares out there. So again, those are all different softwares, and the learning curve on each software is a learning curve on each software. Not all of the use, not a lot of our students are not tech savvy whatsoever. So it's a bit, it's a huge accomplishment for them to go out live every single week on YouTube. And then I'm like, hey, for clipping, do you want to do it yourself? Do you have a VA we can train? Do you have a significant other we can train? Or should we dump 40, $50 a month into clipping software that will automatically come up with clips for you? And then I let the student decide how they want to build out their workflow, because some of them are delegating those tasks to another employee in the business. So then we need to verify that workflow, everybody's comfortable with the workflow, right? Because we don't want to teach you something that you're going to forget um
right.
after the training's done. We're building you up for success, and I need to know exactly how quick you can learn a new process and implement it. It may take you a couple of weeks just to get I into the habit of going live, being comfortable in your own skin and going live at the same time every single week.
So you're helping them create habits, and you're also helping them have a sustainable system after the 8 weeks, which is important. So that it's a hands-on that you're teaching, which I love. I love the aspect of it hands-on. Let's talk about you. You're coming to New York
Correct.
um, in a couple of days or so, right?
2 weeks, 2
Tell us
weeks.
about that.
I was just reminded last night because our mutual friend, Mr. Chemetsky, he's like, "I'm gonna see
Great
you
for
real
you.
soon," and I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "How's it going?" It's like, got to run a business, got to do vehicle maintenance, got to plan, get people in the. I got to get people signed up for the book launch on Friday the 22nd, in person YouTube boot camp the 23rd on Saturday. So
There's the
I
book right there, right?
exactly, exactly. I'm so excited about this book because, it's just another way to its content. And this is why we're precisely why I start one of the main reasons I started YouTube University was both you and I, Sifu, were part of this organization called Connected Leaders Academy. This comic book is published by the Connected Leaders Academy. There's so many authors that we both know that have books
Mhm.
like this book right here, and there's
Right.
not that, you can get it on Amazon, of course, but there's not a lot of content. There's not a lot of content about the book online. I'm creating an audio book version of this right now and
Right.
recording it live and putting it up on my YouTube because there's such great stories in that book about entrepreneurship that we got together, we made these books and we shared them, but they're not really living as evergreen content machines to
Mhm.
inspire business owners who are looking for that content, right? Because we're here to share our stories. So why YouTube University? Well, I want to share the art. I may not be, go look at all the YouTube channels in the world. Some people do amazing with a million subs and others struggle. And we want to show you the art of creating content and especially to promote your business, your book, your nonprofit, whatever, just to get you used to it because you don't know who you're going to run into and you don't know who you're going to learn from. And it's always it's
I
sharing.
gotta tell you, Michael, you just open up the door for so many authors because they may have a book, yet they're not promoting their book on YouTube. So the way I'm seeing that they can promote, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, or even direct it in a better way, is that they can go open up their book, right? Like I have this gentleman who's an author who's
Yeah.
been on shows, right? So he can go in there and just say, "Let me read to you the first three chapters," and then he could do that. And then also you can read the whole book and have it so people can know your book, they can read along with your book, different things. So can we do it that way where they read a chapter, read two chapters, and then go
Well,
pick up the book for yourself?
one
Is
one
that
one
the best
one
way?
hu- one 100%. That's exactly what exactly. This is what I've done. I'm like, you know, it- it's literally just creating an audiobook by once a week. You could even do it more, but like just introducing your book. You're promoting it. You're introducing it. One chapter a week or more free. If you got lots of books, you may have a lot of video content to create. And the
Mhm.
cool thing is, with either StreamYard that we're using on this meeting or the Restream that I introduced to my students, you can share the screen. So you can literally have, if you don't like your on camera appearance, this is a lot of feedback we get. They're like, my students are like,
So
but
you could do this. Let me show it. Let me show what we're talking about here for a
you can
second, right?
literally just show the book
Just like this.
and just read it. right? Or you can
And
make a
so it's
little,
being read as you see the image, right? That's it.
exactly.
You
So
don't even have to have your face on there.
100%, 100%. Of course, we want to see the author's face, but feedback I get from my female students is like, well, Mike, I would want to do wardrobe changes and makeup changes, and I'm like, perfect. Pick one day a month, pick Sundays after church, whatever. I know you've got time in your schedule to sit down and record for an hour and whatever content gets created, because that image you just showed of the book, like you could make shorts of that, shorts promoting your book where you read a page or two, and then you got the Amazon link or your own link to your own. We're literally using YouTube. We're teaching you to use YouTube as your train it to be your number one salesperson, because since YouTube is owned by Google, as you're building up your YouTube channel, Google's going to rank your YouTube channel. YouTube's going to send all your video links to Google search. So my main goal for the students in YouTube University is to learn how to build up their YouTube channel so that way they can outrank their competitors on Google without having to spend money on ads. We're building YouTube organically by sharing your, content. Could be books, could be clothing. I've got one friend and I'm like, I know you have an online store, but why do, like, make short videos about your clothing
Yeah,
line, and just, it's relatively inexpensive to set up YouTube and use repurposing technology where if you make short videos, your videos just get broadcasted everywhere, 5, 10 times a day, and the more people see your stuff, they're gonna click on your link. It's one Sifu, you understand sales. It's one thing to promote, it's another thing to convert, and then it's another thing to close the deal. So these are YouTube University is just teaching you how to learn how to promote yourself in different ways, and you still got to convert those sales, and you still got, like, they're it's just the starting of the sales process. It's just promote, 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 and see what works, because you got to have to learn different ways of presenting your video content to your
yeah.
known and unknown audiences, and that's why I love doing the YouTube University Saturdays at 9 a.m. because I'll get messages from people I don't even know who are watching. You don't know they're watching, and then they email you. They're like, "I'm super interested in this, but I don't have the time." I'm like, "Well, I'm sure you do have the time. Like, if I look at your calendar, every single hour of your day, like, what are you doing?" I'm like, I know it might take a while to learn to be comfortable in front of the camera, this, and like all these, but this is what we want to work through in the 8 weeks in the visibility engine that we do. Because I'm like, 8 weeks, twice a week, 16 sessions. Right now, we actually have uh it was Cinco de Mayo deal, but it's also Mother's Day deal where we're offering, if people sign up for our visibility, they can go to IamYouTubeFamous.com. That's on my screen right now. Underneath my face is our link to IamYouTubeFamous.com. We got a deal right now. So our next group of students starts the visibility engine, the 8-week training, June 1st. But if you
Mhm.
pay before May 15th, we'll give you the whole month of May
That's great.
bonus. May that you'll
Okay.
get at least another 6 or 7 one-on-one sessions for me. That is a lot of extra help. That super valuable bonus, because I can see this.
Especially, I think that's a great bonus, especially if somebody needs hand holding, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're teaching them from maybe and I know that you've taken people who didn't even have a YouTube channel, you helped them put it together.
That
So you
is
teach them about the banners and all these
precisely.
different things, right?
It's starting from scratch. You can be starting from scratch, or you could be reactivating that. There's members in the CLA that were members of the Connected Leaders Academy. There's members that, people had a lot of spare time, 2020 up to 2024, where a lot of people started YouTube channels and they started podcasts, and just because they didn't have a production coach, or they didn't, or other things came up. A lot of people have got assets sitting out there. They put a lot of work and effort into those YouTube channels, and they simply just need to reactivate them. Maybe, and we stepped through that process. I'm like, hey, let's just update the banner. Let's just, unlist some of your videos, re-release them once a week, make some new content. And it just, I understand that if you don't know what the next step is, you can't go to the next step, right? So you get to that plateau. It's like in business where you're like, well, I got 5 clients. Well, how do I get the next 5 clients? It's like you get yourself to a certain point, and then the time and effort it takes to manage something becomes unbearable, or there's a life-changing event, and you're like, okay, well, I now have to go do this or take care of this, or I've got a new job. But we don't. I want you. We can train you to easily manage and keep building that YouTube on this. As I said, 2 hours a week. Like, you don't need to spend you could probably even spend less time with that if you really wanna be efficient with it than if you already have existing assets like books, you've got a
Mm.
ton of content to repurpose that you're not even aware of, because I'm like, guess what? Amazon's probably not selling your book because there's no promotion. So you came up with a book, you got it listed. Hopefully, you don't have 1,000 copies sitting in your basements. Hopefully it's print on demand with the Amazon, but Amazon's not going to be promoting it. And are you promoting it with daily Facebook postings and daily LinkedIn postings? Likely not. But video, we can do some cool stuff with video these days. Like if you bring up my comic book picture again, you can you can put any you can put the cover of your book, the cover of my book, and any AI generator out there these days that will make you an 8 to 10 second video of your book cover. Like, you could there just to grab attention and say, hey, you know, we can make those into little movies. There's so many creative ways now to promote assets that you have just sitting on your bookshelf. That's why I'm super.
Look, my fiance just did this, right? So
Oh,
take a look.
cool.
So she did it for kids. It's a coloring book, right? Stay calm. It's got a lot of cool messages in it. And
That is
y-
actually one of my side projects. I met
nice.
I met somebody in Texas this time last year, and I was wearing. I've been part of a couple entertainment companies, so I've got I had this sweater from an entertainment company on, and she's like, "You're in the entertainment." I'm like, "Yes, I've got my own podcast. We do YouTube channel production. We do a lot of things." And she's like, "If I've got a kids coloring book, what could you do with a kids coloring book?" And I'm like, send me the photos. And I'm like, we should build a YouTube channel for it. We should have instant ordering on. We should have it on a we can make it into a cartoon with AI. Like, there's a lot of ways to promote that content, or learn to promote it and go through A/B testing just to see what. I don't know exactly what's going to grab attention, but we won't know until we take your videos and throw them up as YouTube shorts, and then, we just let the world come back and say, hey, this grabbed attention. This did what works. We double down on that and keep repeating it. And what doesn't work, we're like, okay, we're going to shelve and unlist this for a year and then re-release it, because um, you just really don't know what the audience on YouTube and Facebook and all these other platforms is going to say about your video content. But of course, if you've got a business, it's because people know, like, and trust you already. So we're just using YouTube to, to promote that, grow the audience organically, and get out there and just see what works and what doesn't work. I tell my students, I'm like, hey, you've got some great ideas. Let's get those ideas written down, and don't be scared of changing your video format, right? So if you got books, turn those into audiobooks, because at least you can tell um, your future students, your clients, whatever. I'm like, hey, here's the book link on Amazon. And if they say, hey, I don't have the $20 for the book on Amazon, well, hey, the complimentary version of the audiobook is on YouTube. May not have, production value is whatever production value it is, but the free version's is that the free version's there. So just go get the free version. learn whatever I want you to learn out of my book. My book's full of all my books. Each of these chapters, a lot of valuable tech support. Every single book I do, I'm like, there's a lot of valuable tech support information in each of the chapters in all these books that I've released. So if you want to learn how to do what I've done, go read the chapter just to understand my methodology a little bit more. Have not released a book on YouTube yet, but that's why we've got YouTube University every Saturday at 9 a.m.
So, Michael, before we wrap it up, I'm going to put here your Eventbrite information, right, for the comic book. Tell us
Yeah.
again the dates, where it's happening, the address, so people may want to connect and actually go there, because I'm looking to hopefully be there with you as well.
Perfect. Well, and that's why I asked you perfect time because I want Sifu Rafael to be there, so I need to know what time. So I'll go edit Eventbrite today. So we'll do it Friday, May 22nd, 6 to 8 p.m. at the White Room in is it Mamaroneck, New York? Am I saying that right?
I'm not sure exactly where
Okay.
the place is.
Okay. There's a White Room at 707. It shows up on Google. It's on the it's on well, if we're broadcasting this now on your socials, it's broadcasting on my Facebook and my LinkedIn. Leave a comment. I'll resend you the Eventbrite. I'm gonna go update. But yeah, 2 weeks from now, Friday, May 22nd, we're doing the comic book launch. Friday night, Saturday morning, and all of Saturday in the same location as YouTube University Boot Camp, where we are going to stream. We always do YouTube University 9 a.m. Eastern live on Zoom and live on all of my social media. So we're doing the live class at 9. The Ask Me Anything, so people can come in
Free
and
class,
ask
right, Michael?
go ahead.
That's a free class, right? The 9 a.m.
The 9 a.m. is the free class, and
Mm.
I'm going to be hosting it from the White Room because at 10 a.m. I'll be starting to teach YouTube Boot Camp, and it's for realistically, if you haven't started YouTube or if you're already in YouTube, because I want to go through hands-on with you on your YouTube channel and like audit it and figure out if your subscriber base is like, we're gonna go it's like we're gonna do a YouTube boot camp and go through your YouTube and figure out why you're not posting regularly. If you're stuck with the subscriber, a lot of students come in and they say, hey, my subscribers have been stuck at 500 for years, and I'm like, well, why are they stuck at 500? I'm like, maybe we got to change. Are they we're gonna troubleshoot and fix whatever's going on with your YouTube channel or give you ideas at least to apply to the YouTube channel. We're gonna have a videographer there to make sure you walk out of that room at the end of Saturday afternoon with one or two new videos for your YouTube channel. Maybe we'll even do live streaming. It just depends on what the students are, who the students are in the room, and what they need help with their YouTube channel, and we're going to go through it. It's not going to be the same as the results I get in my 8-week course, but I'll invite them to the
For boot
8-week
camp.
course because I want to make sure that I there's a lot there's a lot of people out there who need a lot of help with their YouTube, and I don't want to say you're doing things wrong because if they're working on their YouTube, they're not doing anything wrong. But if they want to, you got to show up more often if you want to see subscribers and watch time. Like once a month's not going to cut it. I say minimum once a week, but that's really so you get your long content on there that we can cut into shorts. Because what we're going to do is the shorts we're going to use to reactivate the view. Really, the shorts feed on YouTube right now is where all the eyeballs are, just because TikTok's losing like there's more eyeballs I'm going to leave you with this. There's more eyeballs every single day on YouTube, more eyeballs on YouTube than there is on Netflix and Disney Plus combined. We've seen TikTok kind of degrade, Snapchat degrade, all the eyeballs right now. YouTube is promoting YouTube Shorts so much. We want you to show up in the Shorts feed, but we need content in order for you to show up in the Shorts feed. But I don't want you to just focus on short content. I want you to do a podcast interview like this, chop it up into 5 or 10. We'll put the shorts up and we'll see what type of hook, what type of
So
content is
Michael,
actually hitting your
here's
viewers.
your challenge. You ready?
Okay,
I'm
what's my
gonna
challenge?
send you this video. Yeah, I'm gonna send you this video, right?
Okay,
You're gonna cut it up and you're gonna put it on, right? So
yeah,
as soon as we're done, which we're wrapping up in about a minute,
okay,
once we're done, it finishes loading on me, I'm gonna send it to you. And then you're gonna chop it up, right? And you're
yeah.
gonna do it the right way. And I'm gonna suggest to you that you video you chopping it up, because that'll be cool.
No, and that's percent. Yeah, literally what I do on my YouTube. People ask me, they're like, "How do you do this?" And I'm like, I'm gonna screen record my steps and restream and send and upload it to YouTube and send you the instructions. That's what I do to
Yeah.
my students. Are like, I don't want to do hands on. I'm like, I'm gonna record a video for you, and you're gonna watch it and repeat it.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
that
send
sounds
this
like
to
a
you
good
as soon as we're
challenge.
done.
Sounds
This has been
amazing.
fun, man. I got a boogie, but man, what?
Well, I look
Listen,
forward to seeing
everybody.
you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, listen, everybody. Michael Duffy is, I'm going to call him the YouTube geek. He knows his stuff. If you ever want, you remember when who was it? The Geek Squad that was by
Best
what was that
Buy,
company?
because that was literally my former franchise was not quite Geek Squad. It was called Nerds. So
There you
yes, as my
there you
former
go.
life was, I ran a franchise like this, and now it's all about helping you promote yourself and become omnipresent through building you a production workflow on YouTube. First, repurpose everywhere. Second, so
Do me a favor, everybody. Listen to this and share it with somebody who needed to hear today's message. I look forward to seeing you, Michael. Everybody, do me a favor. Subscribe, right? Subscribe everywhere because we need to be everywhere. All right, Michael. Thank you,
all
buddy.
right. Have
Really
a good day.
appreciate you.
I'll see you
All right,
soon.
you got it.